y'all. War and Peace 210. Welcome back to this week. Was it episode 15?
Episode 15.
Episode 15.
100 subscribers.
Man. Yeah, thank you for all the likes and subscribers this week, man. We're gonna jump right into it today. We got a lot we're gonna talk about here. So if we can have everybody introduce themselves, let me introduce my dog right here from the group MC2. We got, I call him Q. It's LQ, ain't it? Yeah, it's LQ. You know, respect it. Bars out here, smooth and sexy in the game. We got this. You see, Buck got the guy in the ponytail. He ready today.
Nah, that's because I've been playing Sekiro.
All right. So yeah, of course, gotta introduce everybody.
What's going on, everybody? My name's Doug B. Nothing special. I just do podcasting.
So, what it do, Elson Bird? You know what it is? 210, War and Peace.
Y'all already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Favorite Watson, man. Holla at your boy. And we appreciate y'all subscribing, man. We much love. Thank you, San Antonio. Thank you, world. We appreciate everything y'all doing with us, man. Keep rocking with you boys. We got more heavy episodes to come to you.
Oh, yeah. All right, Sean. So, first up, we just easy work. Get right into the Kodac Black thing.
Oh,
Off top. Easy work. Because it's a lot of different thoughts and different ways everybody feels about it. There's some people it's just like he's just a kid, let him be a kid, leave him over there. And then it's the ones that knew Nipsey and feel some kind of way or inspired by Nipsey in some kind of way and feel disrespected by him. So I want to kind of talk to everybody first to see what's the difference. And is he canceled? Do we cancel him or do we work with him and say something?
Whether it's his comments about the dark-skinned black women or whether it's about this recent thing with him trying to get Lauren in London. You don't get no lower of a human being than that. That man had a huge legacy. Now, a lot of us, I'm assuming you're in your 30s or late 20s, right?
Yeah.
Me, I'm 30. You know, most of us are about 30 years old in our 30s, right? And so, a lot of us were very young when Tupac died, and probably don't. I'll be honest with you, I didn't get into hip hop till like early '98, late '97, right? So I didn't have that feeling till like later. But now I'm older, and I've been an Nipsey fan. So it's like, with this took and happen, and then for that scumbag to take and say what he said. I'm from Florida too. That's my home state as well. So yeah, I'm signing off. I don't care how hot the song is. I won't support it. So.
I mean, I'm a rock with him because it's one thing to go after young M.A. and make those little comments or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? We talking about a legend in the game. First off, foremost, rest in peace, Nipsey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what he said, his comments, it just shows the level of maturity, the level of ignorance where he's at. I ain't really never liked any of his songs to begin with, you know what I mean? So I can't even say I was rocking with him to begin with. But seeing where his mind's at, it's just too much for me. I can't do it. It's disrespectful to his family, disrespectful to the man and his legacy. And I ain't standing for it, man. We gotta stand up and appreciate and support each other in this hip hop game instead of always trying to cut in and be that snake. And I can't do it, so I ain't rocking it. Period.
Man, it's dog. These young guys, they don't even want to respect who the OGs are anymore, man. Yeah. Like in hip hop, like they just. It's not the fact that they don't know anymore. It's the fact that they don't want to know.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm picking up, man. Like he said, like my man said, like, yo, I really wasn't vibing with his music like that in the first place.
Yeah.
But that just makes me more. That just makes me not like him even more.
Right.
Like for real. Like, because at first, like when I saw him on the Breakfast Club, I was like, okay, you know what? It's a little bit of an act. He's actually a smart dude. He's on top of his business. He's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I appreciated Kodac's episode on that because I was like, okay, got you. Like I'm feeling your business plan. But yo, to be that ignorant and say that shit with your boys. Say that, keep that to yourself. To go live, not even a full week after this man passed away.
Yeah, that's what it was for me. Cause I was more like, it depends on where you stand with Nip. Like I'm big on, like if I don't know you or didn't know you and you pass, I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you inspired me in some kind of way like Nip did, you know what I'm saying? And granted, it was a later inspiration. Like I remember hearing about dude way back in like the early 2000s. I remember this. So later, I caught on to what he was doing and what he had going on. So when I'm listening to it, because of the inspiration that I got from him, I then react like I knew him.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I'm seeing it as like I got two sisters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And God forbid they meet somebody and they pass. If I met somebody that said that, I got to see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's my family. You know what I'm saying? And I can't like I don't know dude. I don't know Laura like none of that. So I can't be super invested. Like we talked the other day. I was telling you like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't be super invested in something that is not gonna affect me, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Nipsey being gone, yes, it's gonna affect me emotionally because I was a fan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because it's inspiration, but it's not gonna do like I still got to go do whatever I gotta do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Right. My main issue that I have is amongst the black community, it always takes for somebody to die for everybody to get cool for like a month.
That sound like family reunions in the black community.
Yeah, like
everybody gets together when somebody dies.
It's always
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, just getting no permit.
Oh.
But yeah, so you just gotta have like that having that and that inspiration that I have with him is what sets it up for me, man.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me feel like I feel with that.
Yeah.
So I can't invest myself into something like that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. I can't.
As far as Nipsey's legacy goes, I like to start with you, Q, actually.
Yeah.
Now, this man, he had a legacy of entrepreneurship, especially black entrepreneurship, right? Putting his community on. How does that affect you? And then, like, is there anything that, like, were you inspired to a point where you probably change some things you may be doing, possibly going forward?
Man, I'm not there yet. I definitely want to create a company. I've been wanting to create a company for a while, man. Especially centered around music, hip hop, and just the culture in general.
Yeah.
So that just showed me that it's possible.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That just showed me that it's possible with the right people behind it, with the right squad too.
Absolutely.
But even with just the mindset alone, like hell yeah, like that. It's all about giving back, man. This dude gave back and put stores and shops into one of the toughest communities in the United States, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when I was out there in Cali and like going down there and like, you know, I'm just being real. Like anytime I go somewhere like a new city, I'm just like, yo, I gotta visit the hood.
Yeah.
What the hood? I'm one of them people.
Yeah.
Cause I just gotta pay homage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even when I was born in Wichita, cats be like, yo, Kansas, like for real, like, yo, it's a hood, it's some hood names in Wichita. And then moving with my pops in Chicago on the west side in K-Town, like it was just straight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I gotta pay homage. I know where I came from.
Yeah.
Yo, that is not. Yo, I saw that literally driving down through Crenshaw on the way to Compton.
Really?
I kept driving. Dude, I was just like,
man.
All right, cool. And the store was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm being real though. Like in the store, like we wanted to go to the store first, but something changed. So we were supposed to go to the store. Yeah. Because I was like, yo, I want some of the clothing. Clothing is fire. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the marathon. And support that, the marathon clothing line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sure. But yeah, I just kept on like, cool. We here. Yeah. I'm like,
let's see. Yeah, and there we go. Now, Pete, I know it's look crazy. I know it look weird, but it's all good. We got the homie that just pulled in. Introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all? Smeeze.
What's happening? All right, now we got all of them. We got the whole square.
And what's the name of the group?
We got the whole square.
Oh yeah. Tell them the name.
Oh man, MC Square.
Yeah. Hey,
MC
we
Square.
Got the whole square here now. Now we're
Whole square.
Yes, sir.
I just had
Yeah.
whole square.
So what we was talking about was we was talking about the Kodac Black situation. We were basically saying how people feel. Some people are upset, shouldn't be, and some people that knew him that respectfully are with it. And pretty much what I was saying was, you know what I'm saying, I was inspired by Nipsey, so in a way it turned into like I kind of knew him. You know what I'm saying? So then it transferred that. So then when I hear Kodac say that, naturally my reaction is to be like, you gonna disrespect the man that's inspired me so much to do blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Never from me, you know what I'm saying? But I do know that I get what dude was saying. Though.
Run it back. What did Kodac say?
Kodac basically said, give Lauren London a year, and I'm swing through. I'm gonna try to get at it. I did see somebody say her baby daddy was Lil Wayne. So what you tripping off of?
Looking ass, man. It looks like a straight fucking racist cartoon.
So does Wayne. So does Lil Wayne. She had his baby. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's what.
That was after the fact though. Like, bro, she really didn't even have. She's
How many
still
people-
mourning.
Mm-hmm.
Like Laura London been around though. She been with every A-list rapper.
Oh, yeah. We're not gonna not do that. But I mean, again, that's none of my
But
business.
here's
So I
the
don't
thing, she
care.
found love though. It's like Megan Good, you know what I mean? Like she gave a lot to Lord, found a husband, you know what I mean? Nobody has to stay that way forever.
No,
You know what I'm saying? So,
But it is very disrespectful.
It's
the
too
fact that
soon.
they were two
Yeah.
together, and then homeboy
Yeah.
does speak on that. Indeed, you know you let people get their piece through that.
Yes.
Death is crazy. People take it differently. You know what I mean? You don't know how someone's gonna take it.
And especially the way that happened,
Yeah.
and because of who
Someone
he
might
is,
really feel some type
really
of
like
way.
everybody
Yeah.
really on something
Yo,
right
when
now.
my pops
So-
died, man, don't, I was like, don't mess with me. Like,
Yeah.
I lost my job because I was about to go, I was really gonna hurt somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They really, came at me sideways. Yeah, and I was in a dark place.
Right.
And when people, through that, you gotta let people heal. That's just real. You let people heal through their process. Don't be talking crazy. Cause that craziness, how many people done got killed last month? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just rappers in general,
They knocking them off.
it's crazy, bro. Like,
It is.
About a rapper.
and I mean, speaking of the fact that Nipsey Hussle just got shot over the fact that just people hate him. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
That just keeps that thing recycled. Like, we just keep living in that same cycle.
And then right when we get there, I was asking, why does it take for something like this to happen in the black community for everybody to be cool for a month?
Yeah.
Because you're only good for a month. I've always been like, I'm with everybody coming together and doing the whole thing. And I'm all about that. You know what I'm saying? But what pisses me off the most is when it's over, it's over. You go right back to the hood doing the same shit you was doing before.
Like something catastrophic has to happen.
Yeah, and it's crazy that it's always that. I feel like it's always that. It's always a situation. It's always somebody get killed or we lose somebody important to us. Because don't nobody do that when it's old boy up the street.
Nah.
Because people die every single day. You know what I'm saying? All kind of different ways.
yeah.
Millions of ways to die.
Tupac had a saying actually, rest in peace to all the people who weren't remembered because they weren't famous. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like how many people do y'all know and myself know that like they were, you know what I mean? Like we mourn Tupac, all these legends, right? Nipsey, all these legends, right?
We can say legends,
And I miss my grandma.
Right.
I miss her key lime pie, man. Like I miss my grandma. Sometimes I just want to call her like, hey, I need help. Like can we talk? I'm going through some things. I can't. You know what I mean? So yeah. Hey, real quick. So for those who just now tuning in, we got MC2, local San Antonio hip hop artist, man. Tell us a little bit about your group. Tell us about how y'all got started and everything.
Speak on it, Q. Man, we've been MC Squared since 2010.
Yeah.
Damn, it's almost a decade.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
2010.
Damn,
Yeah.
you say it like
Y'all bunch of old heads.
I mean, but no, like before that, it was like a year and a half, maybe 2 years in LSR. It was like a group and a collective of like 8 different rappers and stuff, man. And all the homies, like all of them homies.
Yeah.
We just eventually like everything just kind of fizzled out a little bit, and we decided to. We always like even as a collective, we always came with bars that were like mad similar.
Yeah.
We always had we love the same producers.
Yeah.
Like the other cats, I mean, love them to death, but they was all in like trap. You know what I'm saying? It was like
This was around the time when like Jeezy came out.
Yeah. Future was big, like big. Like he had first, had been popping, so they were, and they got us into that because they showed us like how dope that music. Because at first I was like, man, I don't listen to none of that shit, man. Trap. But it was because of the homies. I was like, yo. Like these dudes actually got skills and talent out here.
So
not all of them, but
and it kind of added to our versatility. To where, we can do more than just
exactly
old school hip hop. You know what I mean?
Right.
If we wanted to get on like a track.
We had to keep up with them.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. We had to keep up with them, man.
And only added to our repertoire. That's what
Yeah,
man.
Okay. Because this is cool that y'all, we got y'all two, because us two is like y'all two. So
Having that same start too.
yeah. So like when y'all, like I want to ask, like when y'all are in album mode, let's go there. Y'all in album recording mode. What are some things that you use between each other, like the motivation to get to, like, you know, you might be down to write the song today, but he might not be all the way, you know what I'm saying, feeling it today. What are some things, like, you know what I'm saying, when you focus, both of y'all need focus or whatever it is, what's something y'all do to bring that together, to make, because the one album I've been listening to, that I told him, I was telling everybody else, like, that had a track called Questfield too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was ready for it, but I was sitting back and I was just push play, and I was like, okay, I see how that come on. And then the next one came on, and I was like, okay, got a little smooth. Okay, this must be. And then the third one, I was like, oh, this is the style. Okay, this is what we doing here. And as it kept going, it's not even just the vibe too. I'm listening to the lyrics. So when I'm hearing the lyrics, I'm like, oh, okay, and they snap it too. And you're not snapping like battle rappers snapping, like you got to go in and say the hardest, like, you know what I'm saying? You snapping with like something, like some actual material, you know what I'm saying? Like something that means something. You can tell it's from your conscience that you're thinking. You know what I'm saying? And I can respect that as an MC myself. You know what I'm saying? So, just, you know, let us know. What are some things that y'all you know?
I mean, things like that definitely happen where, like, certain, like, I'll write a song, he might not be feeling it, or vice versa, you know what I mean?
Right.
But when we can come to a mutual song, we just know. Like, it just kind of happens.
Right.
It just kind of happens, and it's nothing that we think about. It's just something that we do. You know, he'll come up with a song, write to it, he'll send it to me real quick in Messenger. I'll write to it, and that's what it is. And when it comes to a project, you know, we think of the concept, what point we want to get across, and what certain songs are the most more like influential or the most significant. So with those, it's just really figuring out what songs we want to put on the album. Like I said, what point we want to get across, and then it just kind of happens. It's not really something we sit and think about, like what we want to do.
Okay.
Time? Yeah, just time. Like you said, like sometimes we'll write something, he not feeling it, or vice versa. And I'm like, I ain't got none of this. But it's also that, and then the competitiveness of the bars alone. It's like, I know I can't write some bullshit. This man just went all the way off on this.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm not about to. I need to, like, if you're up here, I need to be at least here. If not beyond that, I need to come up
somewhere in that area.
We that's exactly how we be feeling too. Like, I hear him spit something, I'm like,
Trying to rewrite.
like,
So I gotta give it time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, nah, I need to sit on it.
You can
break up the group.
Because that was something that I always pay attention to in groups, because I know, like I don't know if it's like this for y'all, but I know, like, for us, right, we used to do shows, like, we had opened up for Busy back in the day. We used to do shows through the city too, and when we did them, I would notice that some shows, they knew both our verses down, right? And then sometimes we would go, and everybody just know his. And I'm looking like, okay, I gotta step up my performance with mine, because he not even have to say his verse. He just got his mic out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just got his mic out and they just saying it to him. Or then someday I'll go and it's me. And then he sit there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then afterwards we be in the car, like, because he'll tell me, like, say, man, they was really after the Kazama thing tonight. And I'm like, nah, not really. And he'll be like, no, for real. Like, they was really feeling like, nah. Nah, they wouldn't. But I'm more. I criticize myself for tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as a group, like we're different from y'all. Whereas we do like the kind of like what y'all do sometimes, but we like to do like the snapping battle rapping. I'm about to go in here, kill everything, and go in here and like I remember when we recorded back in the day, I would freestyle the verse.
Yeah.
And I would freestyle and he would be writing. But while I'm freestyling, he'd be looking up at me like, hey! Nah, bro. I was gonna say that. Yeah, you should see them lines going through. Is that like that with y'all? Like when you sit down and you listen to it, you're like, okay, so you gonna just do that in public.
Yeah, man. I've had to scrap like I have so many deleted verses. The whole thing. Throw the whole thing away.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Like, I'm not gonna keep one line.
Right.
And I'm just rewriting. Come on. That's the beauty of it though.
Yeah.
It's always somebody to show you that you can go harder. That you can be better.
Yeah.
That
I
you
did
can be
that.
faster.
I have a question. So I last 2 days I've been listening to y'all music. I was like just trying to get ready for the interview. I was like, man, you guys got a lot of meat and potatoes. You know what I mean? It's not like watered down soup trash. Like you guys have some dope lyrics. So number one, I'm a huge fan already. You guys talk about a lot of important things, everything from colorism to politics and stuff like that, man. How important is it to how important is it to take and talk about those things other than just trying to do what the new wave is, kind of.
Yeah, instead of doing the club
Unify
jams
it,
and
to
all
actually
that.
unify the community.
The way I see it is, we have a platform, and we have good enough material to where people want to listen to what we have to say.
Yeah.
So whether or not it's 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, we feel like we have a voice to where people want to hear what we have to say, and also the people that know us on a personal level see us in both of those lights, our everyday life and our rapper life.
Yeah.
They're one and the same, but they're also combined. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you're transparent through your lyricism.
Yeah. Basically, it's what we write is what we live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not just us, us as well. Just being people in the United States. You know what I mean? We got racism. We got the president. Just a whole bunch of cops, everything.
Yeah.
So we feel like if we talk about it, we could voice
That's where it's
to what
from.
somebody else is feeling.
Yeah.
And that way they can feel it.
That's how Pac. That's how exactly how Pac's outlook was. Is he was the voice for the streets.
Yes.
People wouldn't speak up, but he spoke up. He was a rapper. He spoke up about those things, and which is why and what got him killed.
Yeah.
That's real.
Just being trying to change.
Question: if you could take the time machine back to the 1970s, would you be satisfied where we are as a people, or especially the black community?
70s?
Yeah.
I would love to.
As far as like, you think it would have been better by now, or do you think like
Do you mean like going back to see how they were doing it?
That was a civil rights movement.
As far as, like, progress.
It's like,
But
there's
there's
a lot of
like-
progress.
Right.
progress
Yeah,
steps
because I
made.
feel like we might we'll go back to like the 50s maybe. No, the 60s because
hold on,
I like
hold
to
on.
bring up the
Hold on.
70s.
I said 70s because there was a movement, right? And there was
Yeah.
something happened, like you had white folks.
Nico
like-
Giovanni.
Hold on,
Yeah.
one at a time. So, we have a movement, and then we also have a movement now. But there's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences in how things are being approached.
Yeah.
What do you feel are some things that that they like? I mean, that could be better. What are some things that white folks could be doing better? I mean, like.
Oh man, it's all around. It's universal for me.
Yeah.
Man, it's so universal.
Yeah.
Like I can't, and I was just reading up on some article that came out about because of the Nipsey joint, the black on black crime. Like if you think about it, there is no such thing as black on black crime. Like it's all universal. When I say it's universal, it's like everybody can do something more. Everybody can do something different. It's like social stuff, like it's social standards, social pressures that we get from everywhere, man. It really doesn't matter the race. Like we've already the 70s showed us that we all can unify and come together. It might be a little weed involved, but either way, the 70s showed us that we can unify. And like on some serious, on a serious tip, like I said, like there's no such thing as black and black crime because of the simple fact. Have you ever heard of white on white crime?
No.
Have you heard of Asian on Asian crime?
No.
Mexican on Mexican crime?
No.
Try to marginalize it.
Like Native American on Native American crime? Where the hell is that?
That's
But
something that
80%,
came from us, though.
80%, yeah.
That came from us.
Exactly.
We started that.
We did.
We did
And
that.
now it's like taken away by the media, man. 80% of crimes committed by white men are against other white men.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So I'm just like, so it's obviously like, yo, depending on where you from, especially if you from, a diminished area, chances are the person committing the crime against you is gonna look like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it starts in our communities. Like, with the 70s, man, the Black Panthers, they were doing amazing things in the communities. That's where we get all these gangs and sects and stuff, because they started as little small sects to raise the community. So of course, everything else get involved. I live in the slum, you ain't got no outlet. Man, the same exact thing happened in Ireland. When England came into Ireland, real shit. When England came into Ireland and started taking over lands and shit like that, Irish gangs began to form to start fighting the English army. Eventually, they started fighting themselves.
Oh yeah.
England still owned part of Ireland to this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
They still got investments in Ireland. They lost their language because of England.
Yeah.
Because they got them to start fighting themselves instead of fighting against what they were really
What they're supposed to be
fighting.
focusing on in the
It's
first.
the same shit. It's just a cycle.
It's the European government too. It came over here and they did the same thing.
It's the same thing. You're right. Yeah.
That's why we have the movie in
It's
the
deep,
whole
man.
Gangs of New York. That's
It's
why we
deep.
have it. They fighting themselves. They
Yeah.
get forced out of the country, fighting themselves with the mentality that they were against themselves instead of the people that drove them out of the country in the first place.
So what about like?
Man,
What about like?
Steve.
Because that was asked, like, because like I said, that whole black thing that started in our own. That was us who said that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that's happening in the black community, we kind of need to. We're not really like if it's us doing something. We're not saying it was us that did it. We like some kind of something come out and you put it over there with them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one that bugs me too. Is we'll trying to think of the words. Like we'll come.
Scapegoat.
Yeah, like it's always it's never like, oh damn, you know what? Yeah, I did that. My bad.
no, it's
It's-
world story.
Yeah, like it's not that we had to, at some point we got to start taking responsibility for our
I think
own
that's what it is.
Yes.
our own shit. We can't keep killing each other, and
Point the
then
finger at somebody.
and then when the police come do it, then we
Now
want to
outraged.
be
Oh, yeah.
acting out and tearing shit up, and burning Walgreens and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's when we want to do it, but we don't want to do it when Lil' Cuz was over here and did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We just act. You ain't supposed to say nothing about it because snitches get stitches and all that shit. You can't say nothing because they will come see you about it. But if somebody else do it, hey man,
Free my man.
hey fam,
Like, yo, that nigga
Hey.
murdered 5 people. I don't want to free him.
yeah, T-shirts and albums and mixtapes and all that. He did whole massacre, and we all out here, and they got everybody too. But I think what's happening is they getting the kids. They're not getting the grown-ups with some sense. There's some grown-ups with no sense that's doing what the kids is doing. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of this is they just getting to the kids. What's making things happen and all this shit keep being cool, and the kids with the guns and the music videos and this gang and all that shit was the kids. And the kids did it, and then all the other damn teenagers got together and was about it, and then it started a thing after that. That's what I think.
I feel like it's two sides of the coin. So like you have, so like for me, I look like straight up Irish guys. live here. But my mom's side family's from Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? So like I've been over there, I've seen the slums, the projects, and it's like
It's cold.
it's bad. It's bad. Like people living in shanties and stuff, and then you have good areas too. It's not. I don't want to paint the whole picture of Puerto Rico like that. But it's like okay, there's I've noticed that there's two sides of it, right? I think the most important one is self-responsibility, no matter where you're at. Self-responsibility, because America eats its babies. Let's face it. You got the prison system, school system, there's cancer stuff, make y'all sad, but cancer stuff in your drinks and stuff, in your food. And,
Hey, thanks.
NOS! $2.99. So you have that, and it's like, it's one of those things, like, we just wait on the government, and they're horrible people, majority of them. Like, everybody's like, oh, I miss Obama, and then before that, I was like, oh, I miss Bush, and before that, I miss Clinton. It's like, well, let's actually look at the things that they did. Like, what, the ghetto's still the ghetto. There's still, how come I could go to a majority white part of town where there's more money, right? And there's gonna be better school system, but you're just like, let's forget about this. You know what I mean? And then they get mad at why the kids don't have hope and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You mentioned that you're from Raleigh and stuff. I used to live in Raleigh, man, and it's like, they're, in the city of Raleigh, and I think this is something that all or most cities should take and try to adopt, is that everybody go to good schools in Raleigh for the most part.
Yeah.
Almost. So you have kids coming up New Bern Avenue, Southeast Raleigh, as a matter of fact. So you have kids growing up to be police officers, high school principals, dentists. You know what I mean, governors, and so forth, and very active in the community, because that Raleigh is actually one of the safest cities in the nation. Education is very, very important when we're talking about this stuff. It's not the one issue, because there's a lot of issues, and you could go really crazy when you're just like, I don't know what to do, but it's like education is really important.
Just a parent, just drive around your town and see what races are segregated in certain areas. And
Here in San Antonio. In San Antonio by itself. In San Antonio by itself, the whole east side. It's all black people.
South side.
When you ask somebody, you say, where you from? You know he's from San Antonio because they say the east.
Most likely he's
Where you
African
from?
American. The South side, most likely he's
Latino.
Mexican.
You know what I'm saying?
North side, probably mixed, most likely white, and then
it's little stuff. You go on the north side and find certain food that you're not gonna find over there. Over there, they'll have churches, KFC, Popeyes, all that. You get to the north side, they got Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Dunkin' Donuts, shit like that.
Have a gateway, like,
would you like a macchiato?
You can't be like that on the east.
But we got what dim sum Chin Fu's Chinese restaurant. You don't even know the name of it, but it's good though. You know what I mean? That chicken money.
That's what they always come out. It's good though.
But little stuff like that in between, the city, just little stuff, man. Like you see that.
And to piggyback on what you were saying about the government not waiting for them. I mean, they're like we always preach on this show. Go out there and get the knowledge for yourself, because you can hear it from 1,000 different people in 1,000 different ways, but until you ascertain and you figure out what is the truth, as far as looking at the parallel lines of different stories and ascertaining, this is coming up relevant every time you hear it. This is starting to become bogus. You'll never know what you're missing, because a lot of people don't even know. And I posted it up on Facebook. I don't know. Some people saw it, some people didn't, or whatever. But basically, it was a letter from the Ku Klux Klan, the head, the man of the Ku Klux Klan. And basically, it was a letter saying thank you to every minority, every gangbanger, everybody who was killing their own culture, because you were doing them a favor. He was happy that y'all were out there killing. He was celebrating it, that y'all were actually out there killing each other, that y'all are actually out there looking to kill another person that looks just like you. And this is not something that was manufactured, that somebody told him to do. This was something that he really actually sat down and penned. It was a whole page of a letter thanking minorities for being gangbangers, for being drug dealers, for being everything that America wants us to be.
Thank you for doing it so I can sit at home.
Exactly. So he didn't have to pick up a gun. So he didn't have to get off his couch. He could sit there and watch TV and look at the TV and say, hey, there goes another dead gangbanger. Let's keep going. And I would use the graphic language that he used, but I'm not gonna get into it because it makes me feel some type of way. But let me just tell you like this. They view us as dirt. And every time you do something to prove to them that that's what they think, you're proving that they are right. Because us as a community, just minorities, period, Puerto Ricans, Black, Asian, all of us, we have got to come together and we have got to see the bigger picture. And like my man Q said, it's social, economic, all that, government, all that stuff right there. It's a mindset to keep us in the gutter, keep us in place, so they can say, hey, I know where them niggas are.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
We're not winning in the prison system.
You look back,
We're not.
You look back 200, 300 years ago. We were kings. They had gold. They had ivory. They sold. They traded. They had the biggest nation.
It was Wakanda. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
300 years later, we have lost our language.
Hard.
We have lost our traditional values in our families. We have
our
lost
identity.
Yeah, we
Don't
lost
care.
everything.
Don't care to get it back either.
The only thing that people can identify a minority, period.
It's huge.
Yeah, and the only
Our religion.
the only way they identify a minority now is if you can play some kind of sport, you can rap or sing, or you're one of them left-wing, crazy little, minorities that's trying to preach for some change. That's the only way they see us. So until we as a community try to get together and talk about this and make the change, not just a talk, not just saying, oh yeah, guys, we met, yeah, let's do that march, and then we go back to doing the same thing. We actually make change, there's never gonna be a change. So if you are watching this, understand, it starts with you. It starts with them. It starts with Doug. It starts with Il. It starts with all of us. And if we're not gonna put the time in, you can't complain.
I want to say something too, like, one thing I've noticed, like, so my wife's African American and stuff like that, and it's one of those things where it's like, I come from a very conservative family. I don't have any political affiliation. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in loving my fellow man and care for everybody, But I have some family members, like, my great-grandfather was in the Ku Klux Klan down in Florida, you know what I mean? There's some things while I didn't do that, I have a responsibility as for having this complexion to go talk to people. And it's one thing if I'm like, I'm sitting here agreeing with my black friends, racism's bad, Jamal. Like, no, like, it's about me, and for people who have this kind of complexion, go out there, challenge yourself, educate yourself, I want to say something, was it Chris Long from the Philadelphia Eagles? Yeah. Okay, Kaepernick, he started the protests and stuff, a lot of people got mad. But a lot of white folks, a lot of my white friends and associates, when that had happened, when Cat like, stand up! But when they saw Chris Long, I'm saying it's Chris or Kyle Long, but Chris Long from the Philadelphia Eagles taking a knee, then people want to open their ears. You look in the 70s when Emmett Till got killed. You know what I mean? And then white folks like, oh, that's really bad. But it wasn't until and please correct me if I'm wrong, but based off of my research and what I've noticed is that when the buses went down to Mississippi, and you had white people from up north and all over the south, and churches, they started getting bombed. Then it's like, whoa. So it's really one of those things where it's like, black people can't do this on their own. And here's the thing, like, it's the voice is, like, perception's everything. So if you see somebody that looks like you and they're like agreeing with something that's different than what you may think, then you're gonna be like, wow, like I never thought of it that way. So educate yourself. Was it Galatians 6:5, but bear your brother's burden, for this is the law of Christ. You know what I mean? So a lot of that conservatism, bull crap, that's or liberalism, where you're just talking about like, oh, gay rights, like, put all that to the side, man. Step out of your comfort zone. Go get to know somebody who looks different for you. Understand their struggle. Go learn about them. You know what I mean? And don't use them as your goodwill pet projects. You know what I mean? Like, I did a good deed. Like,
I got a black friend. I got a white friend.
It's not Pokemon.
Yeah, they was going to get everybody was
like this hologram nigga.
No, they was going to get. Remember when celebrities was just going to get babies, just random African babies?
Show me.
That was weird.
Yo, she grabbed like 3 of them, man.
Yeah, she was like,
I was like, okay, Angie, I see you.
Yeah, but that was weird, man. was collecting babies?
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, but just basically what I'm trying to say is just like for all our white viewers, man, and you know what I mean. Go literally go learn about what other people are going through, and just put your own biases aside, and know what you're biased in. You know what I mean? Know it, and be honest with yourself. You know, be honest with yourself.
And for our younger viewers who are minorities, I say this all the time because I learned from my age. Thank God for my dad who taught me about it. Invest. Learn to invest because, man, you will not believe the avenues and outcomes that you are afforded from just putting $500, $1,000 into an investment. I started at 25. Me and my dad's been doing it a lot longer than that, but I started at 25. I'm 34 now, and I'm looking at a nice little chunk of change. I mean, I got enough to send both my boys to college, so you know what I mean. It's there. The avenue's there. There's a lot of ways to better yourself, and not just I'm not even saying like going to college. I mean, that is a great avenue also. I mean, there's a lot of red tape and there's a lot of, BS that goes into that too. But I mean, there's all kinds of knowledge. There's all kinds of ways to better yourself. And I feel like if you're trying to better yourself, then if you're bettering yourself, you're helping better the community, period, point blank. I mean, like they say, Nipsey, he was gangbang or whatever, but he came and he got a whole nation. I mean, he got the president wrote him a letter, his family a letter. This man touched a wide basis of people, and I'm not saying that everybody's gonna be Nipsey Hussle to be able to do that, but that one little spark could spark a big spark that changes a nation. So all I'm saying is just get your knowledge, make sure you take care of your family and put God first. I know that it's going to take a long time. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but we can change it if we all put our mind.
My question is, how do we change the presentation? Right. Because we did have an episode talking about where I told the story overseas where we were coming back, and you might have heard the story before too. We was coming back from overseas, and this lady, as my mom, she was amazed that we were like together, working together, like as a family on the plane. Like that was amazing to her. And she's from across the water. So in my mind, the only thing I can say was what she know about black people is from TV. Because for her to see us do that and that be such an amazing thing, that means she used to seeing the ratchetness and the craziness, you know what I'm saying? And used to seeing that. And how do we make that not cool? You know what I'm saying? Because really, for some reason with us, the coolest thing is the brokest nigga shit to be doing.
But see, that's the thing is too. It's not just like it's a branding community thing. I mean, if you look at
people are choosing to do that.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it's. I mean, it's crazy, but like these rappers, that's what a lot of people base the black community on. Either a rapper or some kind of actor.
Like, okay,
actor.
Here's my question then. Like, how do black women, we just say that for example, how do they get ahead when the presentation of them is Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop? You know what I'm saying? How do you get ahead when that's your presentation? Because that's how the world sees you, right? You know what I'm saying? That's how they see you. Because whenever somebody, even the little girl, the Catch Me Outside, what's her goof ass name?
Because she's
her,
but
when she goes and turns like extra ratchet, because it got everybody to look.
But look, think about it like this. How many times have you been chilling with your partner and y'all looking at something, scrolling on IG or Facebook, and he done passed 3-4 reputable quotes from Maya Angelou for that one big booty? So that's what it is.
Yeah.
We're the ones representing.
That's what my point. Like, that's what I'm saying.
So
how do we fix that? How do we fix that? Because it's not gonna. Everybody else ain't gonna do it till we do it. Because once we do it, then they're gonna say, "Oh, okay, respect it. This is the way. This is what we doing."
But it's groups like this, like them, and us, that you know people.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention, like, comment on that. Like, one thing that we decided, like, a while back was, like, for music videos, like, unless it is absolutely necessary, and when I say absolutely necessary, I have really one example. Like, we're not about to have women, like, half naked.
Just dancing around and shit.
Like, they're not about, like, they're just not about to be doing it. They're gonna be, you know, if the video calls for it, they'll be sexy, they'll be, you know, if they wanna be, but it's not. They ain't gotta be doing all the extra shit.
Yeah.
The only song, when I say the only song that I found it absolutely necessary to have women do that, but the message was there, was Lupe Fiasco, Bitch Bad. Like, that video and that song, yo, it was like crazy.
That was dope.
It was crazy.
Dope. Yeah.
And so, that's where it starts. I mean, perspectively, that's where it starts. But artists, like all of us, man, it's like, yo, we have to put them in a better light.
Yeah.
Like, we have to put ourselves in a better light and put them in a better light. And
women, yeah, for sure.
it's, the industry doesn't want that. Obviously.
No,
they
because
pay
IG
for
is
skin.
ridiculous.
Well, everybody knows sex sells, man.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
But I mean,
You on IG,
here's the thing.
you
Like
see
with
it.
IG though, like it just be like I noticed, like this shit started back in the day with not even MySpace. Before that, when the flip phone had a camera on it. You understand?
Yeah.
As soon as they put the camera on that flip phone, everybody else was like, "Yo, get this titties, baby." Everybody, am I lying? Quick, everybody. You was talking to old girl. Everybody remember like say send that picture. You know what I'm saying? Then it was MySpace because as soon as you got the flip phone, now everybody, all the girls, they photographers now.
Yeah.
So now it's MySpace happening. You can design the background, put the whole. I had Birdman in the back of mine here. You know what I'm saying? You do a whole thing and set it up. That started a trend.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden IG happens. The focus is the picture. Now you got. I talk to my girl about my woman all the time to take a picture of them stupid ass lips out.
Them duck lips.
What you doing? Stupid ass lips. Put your lips up. You know what I'm saying? But it's like little stuff. You know what I'm saying? Remember, it was a thing to have like the mirror picture where she sit on the counter in the bathroom with the thigh out. You know what I'm saying? Like it started a thing, and then after that, people started getting like, come to the club, come see, come through, just a walk through, just because you cute, just walk through. Then it started a thing. Now in games, in video games, you can stream the video game. They started a thing with that because back in our time, all the nerds and everybody, that's what you were. Nerds and all that, they didn't have the girls like that.
Yeah.
So then, now, you go on there, they streaming, you just got girls in no shirt on, just bathing suits up, just pretending like not even playing the game. Or Tetris, not even a real game. Just sitting there, getting money and donations like that, just because she's sitting there with the titties up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that is happening.
We live in I think I said this a few episodes back, we live in a low self-esteem society.
Yeah.
We really do. Like we try to live our dreams through other people and stuff like that. Look at Nicki Minaj. Why isn't, you know, Rap City is? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why isn't Rap City, like, dog, Rap City, everybody talks about, I miss Lauryn Hill. We have one, her name's Rap City.
Yeah.
Dog, like, I'm a Rap City fan. Like, yeah, Rap City, check her out, man. Yes. Jackie Hill Perry, she was like Christian hip hop. She's another
product.
Super.
Yes, man.
Yes.
No, the product is a
If
perfect
she don't sell
example.
sex, she don't
Perfect
sell sex.
example.
She does
She
not
legit
sell
on
sex.
I've heard much
purpose.
of her music and stuff.
No, but on purpose, she
fucking-
doesn't do that. On
Keely,
purpose.
man. Keely first. Yo,
Heard about it. Okay. Yeah.
demolishing.
Yes.
I mean,
Bars, and she can sing.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of like media and the people in charge. Who's in charge? Usually white men and Jews.
Yeah.
I can say what it is.
And
Not anti-Semitic. It's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and it's one of those things. It's like, well, you know, and then on top of that, you can have a few black people in charge, but you know, good chance to probably come from a broken home, and their perception of black women is pretty messed up. So trying to, you know, put that out there. But one thing I love is this movie Us. Have y'all seen that movie yet?
Yeah.
I watched it, and to see like a strong black female character not acting out stereotypes like, oh, you know, throwing her hands on in the air, like, I hate Medea movies. I hate them. No, they're the worst movies. I hate. I hope he goes bankrupt and worse than Burger King. Like, that's sad. You know, I can't stand Medea movies. Like anything acting like a stereotype. It's just like, because I know somebody will watch that like, oh, you know, they're sitting at home watching that, and it's like, well, perception's everything. For example, you know, like you think of Africa, most people think of Africa, they think of poverty. They don't think about the boom that's happening in Lagos, Nigeria right now.
Man, I told you I'm trying to go to Lagos.
Like, dude, yeah. And
Man.
so, like my wife, her dad's from West Africa. He's from down on the Cape Verde, which is off the coast of Senegal. And it's like, you hear the stories, like there's some parts that are like, yeah, there's poor parts everywhere, but it's like, there's real big things happening over there. So it's like the perception's everything. You think of like New York Italian guy, you're gonna think money, Wall Street. You think of a black guy, you think like rapper, NBA. So like perception, the media, and it's unfair because not everybody's the same. Kind of thing.
Some black people can't jump, okay? Just so you know. No,
I'll
jump. Now, and also too, the media, not just the white-owned media, but also the minority and black people. Man, it's so quick for them to do a show about Nicki Minaj and her JJ flopping out or something stupid.
Gross. Dog, you remember when Amber Rose had the whole thing about the bush that happened? You remember that?
Yeah.
Like stupid like that, dog. There's no reason to be excited about it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're doing a slut walk. I'm like,
for what? For what? Because you just outside.
How about you do an education walk?
And to prove my point, a lot of people didn't even know Nipsey had a store. That Nipsey was in Crenshaw for real, actually buying properties and converting them into the learning center to help the poverty kids get an education, get the tools to be able to get to the college. A lot of people didn't even know that because they don't show these kind of these stories, these articles on media. They want to show you what they want you to see. And that's why I say you gotta go and you gotta dive deep and you gotta get the knowledge because there's a lot of bull that's out here that they will show you that people will think, oh yeah, that's law right there. But if you start diving deep into these stories, you can dissect them and see exactly where all the lies come from, exactly where all the falsified information is, and dissertain what is the truth.
I'm gonna say this too, just to add on. You brought some great points. I saw David Banner talking, I saw David Banner talking. He's just saying how I'm proud of us. I know this is a major blow to our community. I'm proud of us, and it made me think. I'm like, there's no going back after this. No. Trayvon Martin, all these things. You know what I mean? There's no going back. All the excellence, like excellence being, they said light kind of exposes everything. You know what I mean? This is a light, man. This is capturing a lot of people's emotions, and a lot more people have voices because of this little device called a cell phone. It's a gift and a curse, but it's a cell phone. You know what I mean? Good things happen from it, bad things happen from it. But being that a lot more people have a voice, very important. Whether it's you guys doing the type of music that you guys, and for those who are just tuning in, MC2, San Antonio Hip Hop, check them out. But yeah, man, there's no turning back. I think things are gonna get better, but to an extent, the world is still gonna end. And stuff, but we could try to make it as cozy as
Black hole.
Black hole, yeah.
Yeah. That was dope.
So you guys got any questions?
It's I think there's a shift in music going on right now too.
You felt that too?
I think there's a shift in hip hop, man. Because even when the gangsters are putting you up on game and education and stuff like that, it's a shift.
Yeah.
Like, Nipsey got the song Rap Niggas. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying like, yo, I'm not like these cats like Kodac. I'm not like these little yachties. I'm not. No. Yeah. I'm gonna put you on this street game and I'm gonna put you on this real game. Right. And that's all he did. Yeah. He talked about it all the time. Yeah, it was the street stuff, but it was what he went. He lived it. I can respect that because he lived it. Yeah. I can respect it because Jeezy lived it. I can respect it because Gucci lived it. Like that, I can respect that because 2 Chainz, they lived it. Yeah. So it comes across, you can feel it in the music, you hear it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Nas lived it. Yeah. DMX, Jay, they lived it, man. But like these new
I think it's the mindset. The mindset, because you older and you know this shit now.
Nah, you can't use that.
Now I don't want to say, hold on, let me get it out. Just because I don't want to give it. I'm not gonna give it to him.
Because Nas was 19 when he made it.
Yeah, he was. Know what I'm saying? Like, because I was like that. When I was younger, I showed him. We got the CDs here. Like, when I first started, I started off talking that shit. Yeah. As a kid, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I got older and got, you know what I'm saying? Because what I said, I thought the wild and unruly was the way to behave. I thought we was all supposed to be like this. You know what I'm saying? And then when I didn't see it, I thought she was a square. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it was. So I see what kind of the perspective, because you just think like this is maturity. What I'm supposed to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think that is part of it. I don't want to give it all to him because you, at the same time, I had common sense to write songs with some sense too.
You still got choice.
Yeah, like I took time to write something with something else, other concepts too. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm just saying it's a riff. It's a shift. It's a change. I think we're getting back to more lyrical content.
Yeah, we need to
industry standard.
Listen, I was trying to cut you off. See a double XL cover? Who got it? J. Cole and his whole crew.
Yeah.
And the last 5 years have been BS. It's been guys who look like trying to spend nobody, but
like little Wayne's.
Yeah.
Like Little Wayne.
Like dudes looking like Cruella de Vil wearing dress. I ain't with it.
I call them the Little Waynes.
Did you listen to a new T-Pain joint he had come out called Goat Talk?
Yeah, that was a cool song.
He said that on there. Wayne said that on there.
Little Wayne.
He said, y'all, everybody trying to look like Wayne, sound like Wayne. You bite up.
And I'm gonna be real. I love Wayne. I love Wayne.
Wayne go hard, bro.
Yeah.
And Wayne even admitted.
Yeah.
Wayne was like, these are just little bits. They
They
versions
just
of
doing
me.
what I'm doing. They just copying what I did already.
Change the color of their dreads.
Yeah,
You know,
that's it.
got a different groove.
They just copying me.
But one thing I think need to go away is like the heavy drug use that we got.
Oh, bro.
Because if we not paying attention to that, it's a lot of kids the last few
That
years.
was the influence though, too. Though.
I'd rather them bring back the drug dealers.
Yeah, because now it's cool to be the drug addict. It's cool to be the addict, but everybody's dying that like
everybody drug addicts.
everybody's just dying.
I had a question for MC Square real quick. Alright, so Bear Grylls has been doing things for like celebrities where they go out in the forest and stuff like that and try to survive.
You do show.
Oh yeah, Netflix every week.
Oh, Bear Grylls is the man, bro. They gotta Survivor Man.
If y'all could pick like 3 rappers who would survive out in the wilderness, man, who would y'all choose?
Who would survive in the wilderness?
Yeah.
No,
Bubba Sparks.
That was like he thought about it.
I gotta be real.
Had that conversation.
I'm not even like. You just gotta like. You don't know, bro.
We got the
Yo,
the best ever.
Bubba Sparks, Trick Daddy,
David Banner.
Man, bro.
So yeah.
Yo, David.
It's like, yo, we had country nigga know that used to that shit.
I feel like if y'all were out there hungry, David Banner come back with an alligator. Bro.
He probably do whatever in the forest.
I got to eat the booty game.
Hey.
Oh,
man.
That's
word.
Hey, real quick, tell the good folks who are tuning in where they can find you guys, where they can find your music, where to subscribe to you, all that.
It's everywhere. Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, everywhere. You can just, it's easy to just go to the website, MC2vibes.com. That's the best joint. It'll get you to the Instagram, the Twitter, even though we don't use Twitter because we hate Twitter.
Yeah.
The Facebook,
Likewise.
everything. Yeah, man. It'll get you everywhere. MC2vibes.com. And it's got all the music sites and everything are available. Bandcamp included.
Man, y'all get out here to subscribe to these boys, man. They got some flavor, man.
Yes,
Y'all
I got something you need to hear.
Any shout out to y'all want to do?
Everybody that
Everybody.
helped us
With the project.
create this album, man.
Yeah.
Like this, mostly San Antonio artists, with the exception of one, which is Julian Langston. He's on Hidden Vibes
Okay.
from my hometown in Wichita, man. But everybody else from here, San Antonio, it took a while, man. That was a 2-year album. It took 2 years to make that album, man. From
You can tell because it's very well.
That was not
put
rushed.
together.
That was it.
Definitely well put together, man.
Buddy.
Oh man, anything else y'all want?
Oh yeah, shout out to Wanja Lange.
Anybody
She
want
was
to
a
shout out
about
that
Bush
album?
and-
Anybody?
Yeah, anybody on the
wanna
album you want to
out
shout
that
out?
Oh, the album?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of
It's a
cats.
list,
That's why I
right?
said-
Right.
That's why I said everybody.
Everybody
they know
on
who
that.
they is.
Yeah.
They know who they is. It's a
Yeah,
lot,
play the
man.
music for his ass.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I do got to show love to Wanja Lange, man. She's out in Berlin. She bounces from Berlin, Copenhagen, all around Europe, man. She's been in the hip hop game, DJing, spinning, and doing PR for like over 20 years.
Wow.
She's pushing all of our PR right now. She's got people like, all over it, man. And that's really what our main focus is right now, is trying to get it blown up and get it heard over there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so she's been doing an incredible job, man. So anybody trying to do some work done, especially in hip hop, they need to hit her up.
Yeah.
Wanda, and her IGTV. So her handle is I Still Love Her. Like I still love it, you know what I'm saying? Like the common joint.
Yeah.
Look that up on IGTV. She's got like crazy insight on to things to do and things to keep in mind about the industry, man.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the underground.
You guys ever gonna do a Europe tour one of these days?
We
That's what
trying.
we want to do, yeah.
We trying,
The scene is
man.
completely different over there. It's like what it was in the 90s here.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
You go to Africa, Japan, the 3 out of 4 of us know each other from Japan, so it's like that out there. So
Yeah.
cool.
They got a big hip hop scene out.
Oh yeah.
Overseas, for
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah, they definitely. You're right. I like how you said that the '90s is definitely in that.
Like people still
In
doing
that
B-boy
zone
like
over there. Yeah,
Yeah, you might
they
find break dance
Yeah.
with cardboard laid out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, in front of Dragon Palace, remember?
Yeah,
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, man.
Every week I would go
Hey,
hang out with some
we
Japanese
performed
cats.
in
They
front
be
of
like
Jack and
12,
Pops,
20 of
yeah.
them get together.
Yeah.
Got all the cardboard laid out. Got the dude over here doing the popping lock. Girl over here doing a little hip hop dancing.
Yeah.
I'd be breaking
Oh,
it
yeah,
down.
they
You know
got
what I
me
mean?
trying to get
on
it was like
cardboard with the
ABDC.
spinning.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
sir.
over there on the outside, yeah.
It's
It's
cool.
like that in Korea, man.
It's big hip hop.
Yeah.
Big hip hop scene out there, man.
That's what I love about music. It could take a white kid from the burbs, a black kid, an Asian kid, wherever you're from, right? And have us have common ground and have difficult discussions.
Straight
So
up, man.
that's why it's important. That's why you guys are important. You guys are a rib to hip hop, if I may add. Is that hip hop needs more MC squares out there. They need more of that out
They
there.
do.
And let less this.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
And it's like those guys are gonna be 40 years old in 50 years from now. I mean, they're gonna have kids, and they're gonna like, wow, when my dad was a real scumbag. You know what I mean? Like, look how he, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, more than half of the kids, when they grow up and see what was really popping,
yeah,
either they gonna do the same thing,
wearing dresses.
or they gonna say, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What? What were you thinking?" Like when you, it's not like when you see your parents do something back in the '80s and you had the stupid haircut and the Gumby thing with the tight t-shirt. Like it ain't nothing like that. Dude probably had a dress on and he's posing in the Marriott for some reason. Like you're like, "Pop, what were you doing?"
Got the bifocals and the tube socks.
Yeah, like craziness was going on. That dude,
We have an episode about Young Jock. There's something wrong with him.
hey, he
My
was
pops
like,
had
hey,
hair.
we're not gonna talk about
Right.
California raising. Leave him alone.
Back in the day.
That fool got that whole wave thing, the hair thing, man. I'm gonna need you to cut
Everybody thought
that
he was
shit.
Dominican.
Cut that shit out, man. You
All
know
right.
it's product. That ain't what your shit look like.
I would like to say a shout out to all the subscribers, everybody who's hit it up
Yeah.
for the War and Peace 210 on Facebook, on IG, everything. Man, we really appreciate y'all. Much love. Thank you so much for being with us, rocking with us every week. Man, we really love y'all. We really appreciate it. Insight is great because it helps us to be the best we can. To these two dudes, man, thank you so much for blessing us with your presence and your knowledge. Thank you for coming on the show. It was awesome to have y'all. Y'all need to really go check them out though, man, because they got a flavor, man, that you ain't just gonna hear just from any old group, man. They got real good talent and
Come check out their live shows as well.
And we really appreciate y'all being on
When's
the
your next live
episode.
show?
Tomorrow.
Where at?
Where
Ventura. A spot called Ventura, about 8:30.
Man, y'all go check it out, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, just one last question. So y'all go by MC Squared, right?
Yeah.
What's your math skills like?
Yo,
He said, man, I could count the dollars.
it's decent.
It's decent.
He got a whole verse. It's nothing but man.
Let's go. Okay.
That's what's up.
I just because you know some people go by something and they might have some little.
The coolest thing about, the math, the actual math in there, arithmetic, but MC Squared being that Einstein was a physicist, So it's more about understanding the physical nature of things around you.
Ah,
So yeah,
that's what's up.
theoretical physicist.
I like that.
When I say that. So and then one of his more famous quotes is that imagination is bigger than intellect, because intellect will always have a cap.
Right.
Depending on
As a limit,
where we
exactly.
are. Like, we've always had the technology to build rocket ships.
Yeah.
It was already here, even in 1852,
Yeah.
when they was riding horseback
Yeah.
and dying from the Black Plague and shit.
It just took that
It
deep
was
time to
still,
keep
it took the time
You know what I mean?
intellect to climb.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was already here.
Yeah.
It just took us time to get on.
Yeah.
So, but imagination-wise, we have books that we know from the 1800s that are already talking about venturing off into the cosmos and space. And so that's more so the area that we took it, man. It's all about the natural vibe and the things that we can't create, the things that we can't destroy, the things we can't control. We just gotta respect it, understand it, live with it, fear it, and learn from it.
Let's see. Man, close on that. MC Square.
MC Square, check them out.
Yeah.
Hey, and real quick, shout out to Yaka Hughes. We had the interview yesterday, out now. Dope Chicago MC, man.
Fuego.
Shout to him.
Yes, yeah, Yaka Hughes, man. Check him out. YAKAHUES, man. Interviews up now. Came out last night.
Also, look out for my dog right here on the way. Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction.
Got something coming. We're definitely working on it.
Oh yeah, man.
Music video coming soon. Got the new
Yes.
computer. We about
Yeah.
to chop it up.
When we think
Flame on
we're
y'all.
gonna just drop it. We're gonna
yeah.
surprise you
Drop
with
some
it.
flame
We're gonna
on y'all.
surprise you with it. So
Takeover 2019, baby. You heard it first, man. You know?
started 3
MC
months ago.
Squared. You got the executives. Ill since birth. My man, Dad Bod Doug. You already know what's up. Your boy Fatal to watch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.